Hello, welcome back to Polished and Powerful Podcast. Today I have Kristin on the podcast. So she's going to do an intro back on about herself and we're just going to get into it. You ready?
Yeah, of course. And
Let's do it.
it's actually Christine, which I'm sure everybody when you read my name, you're going to read it as Kristen. And it's the challenge of my life. My mom is that's her middle name, so it's Christine. But it would be like if it would have the accents on the I's, so Christine. But yeah, that's been my lifelong battle with the pronunciation of my name. I always say it's like an imaginary E at the end. Just picture it like that. And it's funny, yeah, if you know me too, because I'll say, okay, it's Christine. And then from then on out, if someone's like, it's Kristen, or will call me Kristen, I'll just be like, yeah, it's Kristen. I won't correct anybody anymore. I'll just go along with it. I have that. And my husband's like, correct him. I was like, I can't. I'll just answer to Kristen.
All right. Well, I can remember Kristin. That's simple.
Yeah, or I like Christy. So a lot of my family and friends call me Christy. That one's good too.
Christy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So intro, where you from? How you got into
Yeah,
business?
so I'm from Arizona. I am a podcaster. So my husband and I have a podcast called Herm's House. Co-host that. We focus on family, marriage, life, the chaos of it all, real talk on what that means, and kind of putting out like a message that like we're all going through this together. We're all going through the same things, and just putting it out there and having to people can feel seen, feel heard, and behind that, I'm a financial wealth professional. So I help families with budgets and how to get out of debt, and just making people feel empowered about their finances. It's a lot of things that we weren't taught growing up. So just breaking things down to the basics to help those families get through that.
And I love that because that's something I'm still learning too. Like, I say I want to build generational wealth, but it's like I still have to put in that work. So I'm glad I found you. We're probably going to be working together. You never know where the future holds. So I'm
Yeah,
just grateful you're here.
definitely. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here. I know it's very scary. A lot of people think about finances and they freak out. They're like, I don't even want to talk about it. A lot of people will refuse to talk about it. It's very interesting when you start to get into that conversation. It's almost like you don't want to share your dirty laundry, but if you don't know how to clean your laundry in the first place, like you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. And going through and working with people, for me, it's the biggest thing. It gets that anxiety. It's that overwhelming first look where you're like, I have no idea how to even start this. So people don't want to. And you're talking about creating generational wealth. You want to create that legacy, but we also find ourselves creating generational poverty as well because we don't take that step back, simplify it, and just look at it. We hear the word diversify your portfolio and you're like, oh, that's for rich people. Like, I don't need to even do that. But actually, it's just really taking a look at your money coming in, your money going out, and what your goals are. How are we going to make those goals happen? So it's really a simplification of all of it to put it together so that way that anxiety of like looking at it isn't overwhelming.
Yeah, that makes sense because when I was in transitional housing, they were teaching me how to break down every single dollar you have. I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, no, you need to know where it's going. I'm like, okay, all right.
And that can get overwhelming too. I hate the word budget because it feels like the word diet, and no one likes to go on a diet or a budget. So what I do is I really just take a look at what it is that your goal is, and I break it down in a way that you know what you want, you know where you're going. Everybody in your family is on board because that's important too. And then you just have that little basics of things going where they need to go, and then it becomes out of sight, out of mind. You're not even tracking every single dollar. You don't have to track every single dollar unless you want to. Some people
Yeah,
do. But in the methods that I teach, it's really just getting an idea of what your goal is and making it the easiest path to get there.
that makes sense because girl, you need to help girl out too once I get back into it.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, whatever I can do to help. That's the thing. Especially with my business for those small like things, for those reports, for those budgets, for all of those plans, whether it be that budget of your cash flow in and out, whether it be, you got credit card debt, you're like, how do I get out of this? I don't charge anything for that. All of those services for me are free because I truly just want to give back to our community out there to just say, you can do it too. It's really simple, and make it easy for everybody to see that you can grow that wealth.
Yeah. And that's such, oh my gosh, that's such a blessing to be a blessing. Like, a lot of people are not doing that. So I love your mission. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, is there any challenges or hardships that you face and how'd you got through it?
Yeah, it wasn't always like this for me. It wasn't so easy for me to talk about it. It wasn't so easy for me to come in front of a camera or to help people. I think the biggest battle I dealt with after I had my last son, so I have 5 kids. I have 2 stepchildren, 21 and 17. And then I have 3 boys of my own, which are 16, 14, and 6. So after I had my 6-year-old, I went through a really bad postpartum depression, and I didn't really know. I didn't really like, I didn't think that was a thing, right? I just felt a certain way and I felt bad. And I didn't really realize it until almost 2 years after of suffering this postpartum depression, and going through it. Where, my finances, trying to get that back in line, my just myself and taking care of me, everything was kind of just felt like it was going downhill. And I think I finally went into realization that I was in this depression and stuck in it. And I was like, okay, how do I get out of this? And that, I think the first step of getting out of that is always the hardest, because it's that loss of hope in your heart when you're in that depression. And it's coming out of it. And for me, it's baby steps. Like, do that baby step that one day, with for my health, right? That make that one healthy choice today of choosing something healthy to eat. Do that small workout. Just go 10 minutes. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Just get it out the way. And once you start doing those baby steps, those baby steps, those baby steps, it turns into bigger and bigger, and you are more motivated to do things and go out there, and you start to see the everything picking up in your life and building. And I think that's what it took for me to finally get out of that depression. Finally to get out of, I had a lot of imposter syndrome. There's a lot of, when you're starting your business and you're going into these different things, anything in your life, you're like, do I deserve this? Like, who am I to talk to somebody about whatever it is that I'm doing? Who's going to listen, right? And so you get in your head a lot. It's a lot of those mental battles that you're going through, that you have to just come back into yourself and say, I deserve this. I can do this. And it's finding that core of what's going to drive you, right? Your why of doing it. And so for me, it is that community and reaching out to others and just showing them that you can get out of this too. And the goals and the dreams that you have that you want to chase, you can do it too. You can choose your life and choose your happiness to get you where you want to be. And that just pulled me out of that really deep hole that I didn't ever think I could get out of. And here I am now building mountains for others to like pull them, like, let's go, let's do it. Let's all, run this together.
Yes, I love that because postpartum depression, it's a real thing. And nobody's telling us, well, for me, when I was growing up, nobody was talking about it. I would never know.
No.
But it was bad for me too. Like, I'm talking about crying in the bathroom for hours. Skin is
Mhm.
crazy. Looking at my child, don't want to deal with it. Like,
Mhm.
it was a lot too. So I'm
Yeah,
glad you
yeah.
touched on that.
And it's hard as a mom because once you become a mom, you're like, oh, I need to be strong. Like, I need to take care of my baby. I need to do these things, but I can't even take care of myself. Like, I remember the darkest days, like sitting in my closet, just crying, like praying, like, why, right? Why am I feeling like this? Not thinking that it was like that depression. There was hormones, there was things moving inside of me that I didn't realize, it was affecting me so deeply. And so then to be able to recognize it, accept it, like accept this is me and this is what I'm going through, and mourn it and cry and feel it, and then move forward from there. Because, as a mom, you're sitting there like, I need to be strong for my kids, but you also have to feel that within yourself too.
So,
Hmm.
yes, that's beautiful. because moms, they don't really like to talk about it,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the more we share, the more we can set other women free. So
Yes, yes, we don't realize it. I was talking to my mom the other day and she said, she's like, I could not bond with my baby. I could not. It was the worst feeling ever. Like she tried to breastfeed, she tried to like do these things to bond and she just couldn't. And it made her feel so guilty because she's like, how I see all these other moms able to do it. Why can't I do it? Because a lot of what we see on social media, a lot of what we see in the media are like these happy moms and we have our babies and all these things, which is great, and it's so amazing that if you don't have to go through this postpartum, like you're so blessed. But those who are going through it, you feel alone sometimes. You're like, why am I just not able to, right? And so it's that realization and just letting no, you're not alone out there. We're all going, there's a lot of us going through it, and you can get through it, and there are steps you can take to push on.
definitely, yeah,
Hmm.
because I had to keep that in mind too. Like, if you go on social media, because I know it's a lot of negativity too, but I go on there to empower women because I know what it's like to be in depression and the enemy's always in your head and no, you're not good enough and you're not doing this right. Like it hit me the other day when I woke up, but I had to talk to the Lord out loud.
Yes. Yes. It's so true. It's so true because sometimes you get in your own head so much you forget that there's someone else. He is there. He's already set your path. He's been there before you've even been on that path. So he sees where you're going. He's going to put you on that path that you need to be on. And I think that is what that trust and that faith is, getting that enemy out of your head and just knowing and trusting in faith, putting that full faith, full trust in him that you'll get through it and you'll push on. And I think that too, leaning into my faith heavily and finding my relationship back with the Lord and being able to pray and say, hey, okay, you know what, I give this to you. I give it all to you because I can't. So here it
Mm,
is, right? And then just working through it even on those hard days.
yes, for sure. Because I do not want to go back through it, but
No, no. You see yourself like you start to get those little thoughts, right? You're like, nope, not again. We're not doing that.
Mhm.
And you have to find those little things that you build that will get you out of it, right? When you start to feel it that way or you start to have those little triggers, you're like, okay, what are the things? So I have a happy list, right? So this is what I made. I made a happy list. Things that bring me joy, things that I know instantly will give me a smile and give me that happiness, right? So, like for me, I love coffee. So, I'm like, go to a coffee shop and sit there in that peace, in that music. Because as soon as that you have that, I have that coffee, it brings happiness to me. I love musicals, right? So I'm a musical girly, like Broadway girly, and so I'll throw on a couple of my favorite musicals and just sing and dance and do those things. So those little things, I have my happy list. So when I start to feel that depression, I start to feel that sadness set in, I'm like, let me go to my happy list. I have it in the notes on my phone. And I'm like, let me do one of those things that'll bring me happiness right now. Like, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to stop and do what's on my happy list.
Hmm. Wow, very valuable because I never even thought about a happy list. I mean, I created from like it was like a before and after. One of the coaches was telling me like, oh, if you feel a certain way, like go back to certain things. But it's like I never thought about a happy list. So
Mhm. Yeah,
cool. I hope
it's
you
really
guys heard
simple.
that one loud and clear.
Yeah, it's super easy because you have it on in your phone and you're like, oh man, I'm feeling this way. You know what? I'm gonna go to my happy list. I think having an accountability partner too, having someone, like my husband, when I start to feel that way, or someone like a friend who can be like, hey, go to that happy list, or let's go to your happy list. Let's find something on your happy list. Let's do it together. I think being able to have that accountability partner as well is helpful.
Definitely, I'll take note of that too because I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah.
Besides, like, oh, do certain things like in my head, but I have to get out of my head too. So I'm glad you shared that.
Yes, I think if we stick in our head, it's like it's almost like you have to hit the reset button, right? That's what I see my happy list. It's a reset button. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop. Let me reset really quick, right? I don't know. I used to play like Nintendo, or even you think about your computer when it starts acting up, you're like, no, 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 let me just reset. Let me hit that task manager. Let me reset my computer. You got to do the same thing with your brain, right? You stop it, you reset it, and then you're able to keep going.
Period. Definitely. So, is there another tip or tool you like to share besides your happy list?
Um, Exercise, honestly, it really helped me get out of it too. It was hard to get back into it, but just doing small things at a time, like I said, a 10-minute reset, right? A 10-minute, like, what do I like to do that can help get that exercise in? For me, I started off dancing. I was like, let me throw on a 10-minute dance video from YouTube and let me just dance, right? Or whatever it is, maybe go for a walk outside. It's that 10-minute reset of get your body moving, get, that dopamine going when you exercise. What was it on Legally Blonde? She's like, happy people just don't kill their husbands. So it's the same, right? You're working those muscles, and it's gonna help you get that reset. It really was hard getting back into any kind of activity for me. I had gained 60 pounds. Actually, I had gained 80 pounds, but 60 pounds was what was left after my pregnancy. And that was even after I had the baby, even after like I lost the initial 20 pounds, I gained it all back in that depression. And so I was like looking at myself and I didn't recognize myself. So getting back into the health kicks and getting back into those little small healthy habits really helped me get back on track. So taking care of your mind and your body, inside and out is really what helped me to get back into the groove of feeling like myself again.
Wow. Powerful story. That's all I can say. And I'm a hugger. Like, I want to hug you right now.
Yeah, me too. I know, like through the screen. What is it, sending the virtual hugs?
Yes. But this was beautiful. I'm grateful you showed up, Kristin. And of course, we're going to continue to show each other some love online. So, where
Thank
can people
you.
find you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram. It's KD, as in dog, KD Herms, Herms. That's my Instagram handle. You can find my podcast, Herm's House podcast, on any of your streaming services, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And yeah, if you want to go follow me there, we have some big things happening with our podcast. We just got signed by a studio. So we're going to be doing
Yes.
Herm's House in studio, helping out some veteran couples doing that. So I'm really excited. Some big things happening for us.
I love that too because I saw that on one of your stories. I was like, yes, and that black dress, she is killing
Thank you. It's
it.
so much fun. I love going to like galas and events and stuff. Like I love getting dressed up. It's my favorite. So I'm so
Yes.
excited to like be out in the community and doing the things.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope you guys heard that loud and clear. We're going to link all of her information in the show notes. So make sure you check her out, show her some love, tune into her podcast too, as well, because we love podcasters. Thank you for tuning into this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.